Looking at my Lectric XPeak Diamond High Step. Now this is a great e-bike. It's an upgrade from my previous version. I really like the way it handles. Of course, I put on some taller bars on it, 120 millimeter rise here. It's got the 7-speed Shimano shifter to really run you through the gears, and the gears are tall enough that they actually do something. It's got that 750 watt continuous hub motor, 180 millimeter rotors with the hydraulic brakes that'll really bring you to a stop quickly and easily. And of course that RST Renegade front shock that will really soften out your ride and soak up the bumps no matter what terrain you're on. So it's a really comfortable bike to ride. And with this Diamond High Step frame, it's a little on the larger side, so it can handle a bigger rider no problem, yet it's surprisingly nimble in the tight corners. I love how this bike handles on pavement. But what blows me away is how easily it transitions into grassy areas with dry sand, wet sand, gravel. All these terrains are no problem for the XPeak. It actually smooths out gravel better than I could believe. It sometimes feels like we're riding on a paved trail. Or just take it to the beach and you'll have a blast kicking around in the sand on a sunny day. My wife and I both have an XPeak. She has the step-through frame and I have the Diamond High Step, and they seem to perfectly fit us in that regard. The High Step is a little bit longer. It has about an inch longer wheelbase, so it increases your reach slightly. And like I said, I've stepped up to 120 millimeter rise bars and swapped out the seat, done some minor modifications to make it comfortable for me, but the way this bike comes is really pretty good. I find always I like to dial it in for my own preferences anyway. A lot of times we find ourselves on forested trails and these bikes are just an absolute kick. It really extends your range. Going for a 20 or 30 mile ride is nothing on these, and oftentimes we come back and our batteries have just started to deplete, and so really amazing battery range on that. The build quality on these XPeaks is really good. They're strong and sturdy throughout, but one thing I particularly noticed assembling this bike was the through front axle. It's got a very sturdy front axle, and compared to most lesser quality bikes on the market, they really don't compare. Some have a spindly 1/8 inch front axle, and this is a really solid front axle, really inspired confidence for the rougher terrain. So if you're looking for your next e-bike and you really prioritize quality, I would recommend either of these XPeak from Lectric. My wife has the step through, I've got the Diamond High Step. I think they were perfect choices for both of us. Like I said, this isn't the stock saddle or the stock handlebar, but you'll make minor tweaks like that as you see fit. But for me, this has become a very comfortable bike, and I would highly recommend it.